Hey everybody, Prep for Life. Really quick video today. I'm not going to take a ton of time, but the owner of Haven Tents gave me a call just this week and said, hey, I got the prototype in for the XL, the Haven XL. It's been long promised for those of you that watched my first video, and if you haven't, I'll put a link up above here. It's a fantastic shelter, the Haven Tent, but just has a little bit of a space issue for larger campers like myself. So I am 6'1", right about 250 pounds, but that doesn't even matter. Like, it's the shoulder width. I've always had really broad shoulders. The thing is, it's still comfortable. I mean, it's still something I could sleep in, but this new version, the XL, is actually going to add a few inches of width. It's going to go from 24 inches on the original to 30 inches on the XL, which the additional size in and of itself is an engineering feat. To be able to add that much size and still keep it as a straight lay flat, I'm pretty impressed. But with the added weight, the added dimensions, what the folks at Haven are trying to do right now is they're experimenting with different types of material. So, for example, the very bottom, they're going to keep as a 70 denier nylon because this is a dual function tent. It's something you can hang from a tree as a hammock, but you can also set up on the ground. And so that ground material needs to be nice and thick, but they're playing around with the composition of the other materials. So the end product, from what it looks like, is going to be 70 denier on the bottom, the rest of the tent going up about 40 denier, and then the Rainfly actually dropping to a 20 denier, but keeping the same waterproof resistance on this new Rainfly. So basically, it's a really pioneering concept to be able to have the combination of all those materials to provide functionality in the different ways that they do, but still cutting down on weight, still cutting down on bulk. From what he's anticipating, again, I'd like to see this in the finished product, probably a half a pound lighter to maybe even 3/4 of a pound lighter. Really, really good news. Again, this is something actually that I keep as my go-to in my bug out bag in my truck. Just because, again, depending on the environment I find myself in, I could string this up in trees, I could hang it up on the ground. It's just kind of a go-to, and the pad lends to that. I don't have to worry about putting on an underquilt to insulate myself. The pad is going to be the same whether I'm in a tree or if I'm on the ground. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the setup side by side, and I'll at least be able to show you prototype-wise what this is looking like, and we'll test it out. Okay, here is the difference in the two pads. A little bit wider, right? A little bit longer, just barely though. So if I stack these, okay, that is lined up edge to edge, corner to corner. And that's our difference right there, right? All right, let's go ahead and set them up. I'll show you side by side. All set up on the ground. I figured this would be the easiest way to kind of show this comparison, but you can see just in the width of the base there. Let me go ahead and lay in these and you can kind of see the difference in my shoulder width. So, I could still sleep in this, you know, as you can see, because I'm still able to lay flat. Hanging from a tree is not bad at all. But my shoulders are basically touching both sides. That's what it looks like in the original Haven tent. Let's move over to the XL. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm feeling a difference, like, immediately. Those extra few inches absolutely make a difference. Oh, let me just get adjusted here. And then with my arms, I still feel like with my hands I would have the same thing happening, where I put them down. If I didn't use the bug net, they would kind of just go off into the wilderness, but obviously I'd find ways to maybe tuck them in. But if I had the bug net going, I could just let my arms fade down. But yeah, this would be no problem. So I just zipped up the bug net, right? Kind of wishing I brought a pillow with me here to test this out, but not a problem at all. I needed to get a feel for how this would be with the bug net down. Really kind of gives them a place to rest. But in terms of my shoulders, no problem at all. Like, as you can see, I've got plenty of width here. I could absolutely stay the night in here and be very comfortable. Tossing onto my sides, no problem. Not bad at all. Just with this initial kind of tryout with the prototype, I absolutely think we're going to be buying one of these. I just, you know, I want to see the finished product, but I'm really excited looking at this width. So